Steve Hartman has met an artist who's displaying his life's work against all odds.
So now what I have to do is use a ratio and proportion.
To hear him talk, you'd think Detroit artist Richard Phillips was some kind of highly trained master.
Into an abstract.
But fact is, this is his first exhibit, and the man will be 73 next month.
I'm sorry, can you believe we're even having this conversation?
No, I can't believe it.
He is America's most unlikely art phenom.
You could have never imagined this.
No, I'm just a young kid from the ghettos that's been through hell and high water and still here.
Before becoming celebrated, Richard was incarcerated. In 1971, he was arrested for murder, a murder we now know he didn't commit. To pass the time and temper the injustice, he painted.
There was something to do, occupy my mind.
Better than putting X's on a calendar.
Right. I could get off into one of my paintings and just be in there for hours and hours and hours.
And that's how it was for 46 years until he was exonerated last March. That's more time served than any other exoneree in U.S. history. Unfortunately, after all that, the state just sent him on his way without so much as a bus ticket.
Now he's 73 with nothing but prison time on his resume. No one's going to hire a guy like that. In addition, the money he was supposed to get for wrongful incarceration, that's all tied up in the courts.
How are you going to survive?
I really didn't know. I thought maybe that I was going to have to stand out somewhere with a cup and beg for nickels and dimes.
But then Richard thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe there was a way for him to make a living. Maybe he could sell his life's work.
Wow.
Hundreds and hundreds of watercolors.
Do you remember painting each one?
Everyone.
What's it like to have to sell them?
It's painful because they're like my children.
His lawyer and good friend, Gabi Silver, says that's the real crime here.
Completely. Those paintings, that is all that man owns that represents his life.
Which brings us to the most impressive thing about Richard.
Yeah, I just dreamed a lot.
Despite mistreatment after mistreatment, he has actually found a bright side in all this.
I could take my artwork and still make it in this world.
His paintings are now selling for thousands of dollars, and it's all because after nearly half a century of wrongful imprisonment, Richard says there was no time left for self-pity.
If you own one of these, you own a piece of history. I have to get that in there because that's very important.
You found yourself a career.
Being able to pitch.
Being able to pitch, exactly.
That's right.